Have you ever wondered why, even though you earn money, it never seems to be enough? Day after day, month after month, the money comes in and disappears. No matter how hard you work, you always end up at zero. In this video, you'll discover why this happens, the mistakes that keep you trapped in the cycle of financial struggle, and most importantly, how to break free once and for all. Get ready to transform your relationship with money and take control of your financial freedom. Rule number 1, spend less than you earn. But everyone knows that. Really, it may seem too simple, but the truth is that it's not how much you earn that makes the difference, but how much you manage to save. If you earn $10,000 and spend $10,000, you are not creating wealth, you are just circulating money. It comes into your account and quickly leaves to cover expenses like car, rent, phone, food, and interest. At the end of the month, you are left with nothing. True wealth building begins when you manage to keep part of what you earn, investing in assets such as investments and businesses. In other words, the key is to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start creating a financial cushion, a safety margin. The curious thing is that many people think that those who earn more live better, but that's not always the case. Some people earn $3,000 and live comfortably, while others earn $10,000 and are buried in debt. The problem is not how much comes in, but how much goes out. Learning to spend less than you earn is an essential skill, and it is what separates those who work only to pay bills from those who work to achieve financial freedom. The difference between someone in debt and someone financially free is not in their salary, but in their behavior. Now, if you think this rule is obvious, answer me honestly. Do you apply it in your daily life? Do you know exactly how much you spend each month? Do you have a financial reserve that you use to invest in your future? If the answer is no, maybe the obvious is exactly what you need. And here's a challenge. Live on 80% of your income for 3 months. Since this rule is so simple, you should be able to follow the challenge. Rule number 2, pay yourself first. Many people think this rule is just about setting aside 10% of your income for investments, whether in fixed or variable income. But in reality, the concept goes much further. The true meaning of paying yourself first is investing in your greatest asset, yourself. Think of it this way. You get a good job, your salary covers your expenses, and you have a little left over. Then you start investing a portion of that in products like low-risk government bonds. The problem is that over time, you end up stagnant. 5 years later, you are still in the same position with the same salary. The cost of living has increased, but your financial situation has not evolved. The money that used to cover everything now barely covers basic needs. This is a common scenario for many people. They even know they should save money, but they forget the most important thing: constantly evolving their skills to stay relevant in the market. Paying yourself first means reserving time and resources to become a more valuable version of yourself. If you invest in financial assets but neglect improving your communication, productivity, problem-solving ability, and mindset, you are falling behind. And those who do not adapt to the market are left behind because everything around them changes: the market, technology, and competition. If you don't keep up with change, your salary will lose value, and you will need to find new ways to generate income. Rule number 3, choose your priorities. You can have anything you want, but you cannot have everything at the same time. Every financial lesson demands sacrifice, and understanding this is fundamental. Money, time, energy, and attention are limited resources, and to make good decisions, you need to define what truly matters. You want to travel, eat well, have a comfortable home. All that is possible, but you cannot want it all at the same time without paying the price. The key is focus. Whatever your field, design, music, programming, concentrate fully and become excellent at it, because the more intensely you dedicate yourself to something, the more opportunities appear. Luck favors the prepared. There are different types of luck. Fortuitous luck, being in the right place at the right time. Effort-based luck. The more you work, the more doors open. Skill-based luck, when people seek you out because they recognize your talent. And the most powerful, The luck of being chosen, when someone invites you to great projects because they see consistency, value, and quality in you. This only happens when you position yourself as a reference. Those who sow value reap opportunities. Rule number 4, have an emergency plan. Living without financial planning is like sailing without a compass. Unexpected events happen, and those who are unprepared end up suffering more. An emergency fund is your safety net. It guarantees peace of mind so you can make decisions calmly without going into debt or compromising your biggest dreams. This fund is not for sales or vacations. It exists to help you in situations like job loss, health problems, or urgent expenses. Having this reserve prevents panic and gives you time to think, reorganize, and act wisely. For entrepreneurs, the concept is the same, just broader. Ideally, you should have a reserve covering 3 to 6 months of fixed costs. Many companies fail not due to lack of profit, but due to lack of preparation for tough times. Being cautious is not pessimism, it is realism. With high inflation, heavy taxes, and economic instability, relying on external solutions is risky. What truly protects you is being financially prepared. A reserve won't make you rich, but it prevents you from sinking when the unexpected occurs. Rule number 5, make money circulate with purpose. Now, a lesson many ignore. Money was made to circulate. Hoarding it out of fear or spending it wastefully is squandering its potential. If you are the type who saves every penny but doesn't move your money, it starts losing value over time. Money that stays still, without purpose, rots. But when you make it work intelligently, whether by investing, creating something, or developing a project, it comes back. And usually, it comes back multiplied. We're not talking here about saving for emergencies. That's essential. We're talking about the habit of saving out of fear, without direction. Compare 2 people with the same amount of money. One keeps it all in an inactive account, the other uses it to start a small digital business. After a few years, the first person's money has been eroded by inflation. The second person may be generating income every month. Yes, there is risk, but there is also opportunity. And doing nothing is also risky, because sooner or later, an unexpected event, inflation, or even a scam can make that money disappear. Therefore, use your money with purpose. Invest, create value, make it work for you. Accumulating without putting it into motion is like having stored energy and never using it. Rule number 6, understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Another fundamental point, learn to differentiate between bad debt and good debt. While most people go into debt to consume, buying phones, clothes, furniture, or paying for trips, the wealthy use credit strategically to invest, generate income, and grow their wealth. Consumer debt only brings expenses. Smart debt brings returns. The problem is that many people live by paying in installments. A TV in 10 installments, a phone in 12, clothing in 6. And when they realize it, much of their salary is committed to payments that generate no return. One emergency is enough to throw the budget into crisis. The advice is simple. Only use credit when the benefit outweighs the cost. If it's to invest in knowledge, a business, or an opportunity that can improve your life, it's worth considering, but never go into debt to appear wealthy. That only digs a deeper hole. Rule number 7. Before investing, study and prepare. And before investing in anything, evaluate it. Risk and return go hand in hand. Risk is not the villain. Ignorance is. What makes risk dangerous is lack of preparation. Some people throw money into stocks or investments just because they saw someone get rich from it, without even understanding what they are buying. When it goes wrong, they blame the market, never their own decision. The truth is, the best investments in life involve some degree of risk. But those who succeed study first, start small, calculate carefully, and act consciously. 2 investors may face the same risk. The difference is who prepared and who merely gambled. This is how the most successful operate. They don't bet big on everything. They test with small amounts, learn from mistakes, and only then increase the stakes. The more knowledge, the lower the actual risk. And the lower the risk, the higher the chances of consistent gains. Rule number 8. Don't fear money. Many people say they want to get rich, but they fear money. That fear comes from beliefs, experiences, and stories that make us afraid of financial success. However, to prosper, it is necessary to see money as an ally, not an enemy. If unaddressed, that fear can distort how we see others' success, making us believe prosperity is just luck. But the truth is, money doesn't change who you are. It only amplifies your qualities. If you are ethical and generous, those traits become more visible. If there is selfishness, money can highlight it. The problem is not money itself, but how you choose to relate to it. Rule number 9. Avoid the trap of spending more as you earn more. Many people start with difficulty, counting every penny. But when income improves, instead of organizing their finances, they raise their lifestyle, get a new phone, buy a new car, increase their social spending, and remain in debt. This is called lifestyle inflation, a subtle trap that gives the false impression of progress. Income rises, but fixed expenses also rise, and financial freedom disappears. One unexpected event is enough to collapse everything. And the worst part is that this trap is often disguised as deserving it. After all, after so much effort, isn't it fair to reward yourself? Yes, but with balance. The problem is turning every increase into more fixed expenses without building reserves or investing in the future. Rule number 10. Your network is a valuable asset. As cliche as it sounds, no one grows alone. No matter how hard you work, if you're surrounded by people who drag you down, your progress will be limited. And it's not about malicious people, but those trapped in fear, constant complaining, and complacency. People who, even unintentionally, convince you every day that dreaming big is dangerous. Think, when was the last time someone in your circle encouraged you to take more risks? Most people prefer to warn you about the dangers. Don't quit that job. You won't find another. Don't invest in that. It's not worth it. Rarely does someone suggest seeing opportunities where others see only risk. If that has never happened, perhaps your environment is limiting your growth. The right network shortens paths, opens doors, and pushes you forward. Sometimes all you need is to be surrounded by the right people. Those who talk about plans, goals, businesses, investments. Not just problems, tragedies, or reality shows. In that environment, you start seeing new possibilities. Rule number 11. Discover your true why. Have you ever reflected on what truly motivates you to get out of bed each day? And don't say, because I have to pay the bills, that's what everyone does. The question goes deeper. What really drives you? What makes you face challenges, endure pressure, and keep going? Many people live on autopilot, work, pay bills, complain, sleep, repeat. Years go by without them realizing it. Do you know why? Because they never defined a clear purpose. And when you don't have a why, any difficulty seems reason enough to quit. That's why you shouldn't climb the mountain of success only to discover you chose the wrong mountain. Having clarity about your purpose gives you focus, energy, and yes, it brings you closer to financial success.